So I was in a pretty rough place when I met Michelle. I rock up to a psychic night on my own. And there's the odd seat here and there. And I was like, oh, is the seat taken? Oh, sorry, it's taken. The only seat in the house was this one seat. So I say to this lady, oh, is the seat taken? She's like, no, sit down. So I sit down and then I start as I ramble on, as most people who know me know I can ramble. I'm like, oh, I couldn't park my car and I was late and da-da-da-da-da. And Michelle said to me, oh, are you local? I said, oh, well, my boys go to school up the way. And we started talking about schools. And I was really down and basically what had happened with our business, we've got 3 hearing centres and we decided to grow our business, and we'd taken on a qualified dispenser the previous Christmas and it had gone really wrong really quickly. So Neil and I, we run our business together, my husband and we decided, right, that's it. Can't find anybody good, let you down. Nobody. My belief at the time was nobody will look after my patients the way I look after them, and look what happened. Nobody looked after my patients the way I looked after them. And she left us in a bit of poo. And I was really in a very dark place when I met Michelle. And I think you said, within an hour of meeting Michelle, I'd gone from depressed Becky to, right then, come on. I walked in our house that night and I walked through the door. I was like, right, we're going to turn this around. We're going to do this. Because the phone had stopped ringing. We'd had the worst month in years, and Neil and I were like, crikey, what's happened? The energy had fallen through the floor, and we were both like, what the hell has happened to us? Decided at that to join the Shining Stars programme. And my life hasn't been the same since, in a good way. Really interestingly for me, I've had a personal journey as well as a business journey, and we've kind of gone from, right, we're all right now because it's all fine and we've got rid of that horrible dispenser and everything's back on track and we'll just keep going now. We'll just keep going like this until we retire because it'll all be fine because we're all right and everything's fine and we're in our lovely little comfort bubble and it's all been fine. And yeah, and then I met Michelle and things changed. And so from a law of attraction point of view, from a manifesting point of view, from a personal journey, from gaining that confidence, I always knew deep down I'm good at what I do. End of November, we were invited to go to a business conference in South Africa, which was very nice. And off we're on our way to the airport.
Oh, and you you're going into the tickets things where you got upgrade. Was that the upgrade?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I just do that now.
Yeah.
I've got my parking angel as well. Just create your parking, talk to your angels, ladies, get your parking space. I need a parking space by the door, please. I'm not too busy to rush and have to find a space. Parking angels, fabulous. Finding angel, wonderful. Lose anything, just ask them, what have I done with it? Stand there for a second, listen, they'll tell you, you find it. Honestly, it's there. Manifesting stuff, I mean, just upgrades on the flights, just, yeah.
First class,
work on that. Yeah.
Well, that was really funny because when we were going with one of our suppliers to South Africa, and they'd come to us earlier in the year and said, if you you were invited to come to South Africa, which is very nice, thank you very much, to a business summit, or if you do this amount of business, we'll fly you out business class. And I was like, oh, well, we'll do that then, thank you very much. So we smashed it, did our business with them, no problem. They phoned me 3 weeks before the flight to say, oh, they're fully booked on business class, so you're going to have to go Traveller Plus. And I said, oh, no, I'm not. I don't want to do that. I said, hold on a minute. I said, oh, no, I've done my business with you and I don't really want to travel 12 hours, Traveller Plus. I said, sat up for 12 hours. I want to be lying down, please, And they were all right. I said, so I tell you what I said, can you fly me out? We could fly out business class, but they had to fly us back Traveller Plus. I said, can you fly me back first class? I said, no, this is about, if you don't ask, you don't get, ladies, I'll tell you. I said, because, we've kind of done our side of the bargain, the deal here. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll pay the difference in the flights between business and first. So they came back to me and they said, oh, yes, we can fly you back first class, but the difference is £6,000. So I'm thinking, oh, bugger. So I said to them, oh, and with certain manufacturers, a bit like Nectar points, you get points for business things like, I don't know, courses. And I said, I've got some points, I said, that I've never used. Can I use my points? And I had got about £4,000 in these points sat that I always forget to use. And they said, oh, well, we'll find out. And they came back to me and they said, yes, you can use your points. And if there's a shortfall, we'll cover it. So I knew there was a £2,000 shortfall, so I went, oh, thank you very much. So we actually flew back first class, and I'd sort of used my points, but I'd had my £2,000 free upgrade off them, thank you very much. So this is all kind of happening, it's all very fate-ish, but certainly on the way down to the airport, we'd had a phone call from a colleague who we hadn't spoke to in months and months, asking where we were at with our business, and wondered if we wanted to have a chat with this guy he'd started working for. And never being the person to sort of say no to anything, although we were quite happy and set in our ways and it was all fine, we said, yeah, of course we would. To which he said, well, where are you off to? And we said, oh, we're off to the airport, we're going to South Africa. To which he replied, oh, the guy you want to speak to is in South Africa. So we had a chat with, he was out there doing something completely different. We had a chat with him in South Africa. And when we came back, it turns out this guy owns is partnered with the largest chain of independent opticians in the UK and wants to roll audiology out throughout all of his opticians. And would like to partner with us in order for us to not do the full UK, not yet anyway, but take a good chunk of the UK. So that we had meetings with him about that, and the potential of that is huge. And then I was sat in my office talking about attracting things. When you open your mind to something, I think that's the key, because Neil and I both said, if we don't do anything with this guy, we've opened our minds, we're going to grow the business now. We're not scared of this anymore. We will find the right people. They are out there. It's going to happen. We will grow the business whatever happens. And I sat in my office and this new patient walked through the door, sat chatting to him. This was a week later. And it turned out, sorry, I don't do short stories, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying. I know you want to go home. But basically this guy turned out to be an investor. And he turned around and said, if you want an investor for your business, I don't want any part of it, but I'll give you the money. So suddenly we'd gone from, in our bubble, to potential partner, potential investor, and we've got a meeting on Sunday this week to meet with the other partners and hopefully sign on the dotted line for our partnership to take our business way to the next level.
And how many places will you go into with the new?
It'll roll out slowly, but the one thing that this guy does very well is scale up businesses. So hopefully within 3 years we'll be at 20 opticians, five audiology practices from 3.
That's amazing. Well done. Okay.